I'm picking up a hymn of the week for term 4. Our first hymn of the week for term 4 is Christus Vincit for the Feast of Christ the King. Christus Vincit is a very, very old hymn. It goes back to the Carolingian king. So have you heard of Charlemagne? That sort of thing. This sort of hymn was sung at the coronation of the new king, and in turn that seems to come from the Roman Empire. So it's kind of a bit sort of pre-Christian, but it could be from biblical sort of things, because the Bible goes right back to creation. It's really fun to sing. I see if I can double track myself so you get an idea of what it sounds like with because it alternates between a cantor or cantrix and the rest of everybody singing. Okay, quick erratum. Last night I was saying this whole thing alternated between the cantor, cantrix and the schola, and that's how I was taping it. And with a small choir, that's the way we're going to do it, because I have a particularly small choir most of the time. But if you've got an enormous sort of thing, you've got a schola, which is the vested men's people with the cassock and surplice up the front in the sanctuary, and the choir will be the ladies or the mixed choir up the back in the actual choir loft. And then you get this 3D effect of the schola leading and the choir responding, and then that makes more sense with this all parts towards the end. So all will be both of them singing it together, and it'll be fantastic. So that's all I wanted to say. Back to your regularly scheduled Christus Vincit program. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. And everybody, Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. And the cantor, cantrix. Exaudi Christe, Ecclesiae Sanctae Dei, Salus perpetua, Redemptor mundi. Everybody, Tu illum adjuva, Sancta Maria, Tu illum adjuva, Sancte Joseph, Tu illum adjuva, Sancte Michael, Tu illum adjuva. So it's like a litany, when we were singing the litany, we were saying Sancta Maria ora pro nobis. So, Tu illam adjuva. And watch your illums, illams, and stuff like that. So they change each verse. So there's an illum in the second verse. So the first verse is all illams. And if I was better at grammar, I could tell you why. Anyway, and then all repeat Christus Vincit. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. Exaudi Christe, Francisco, or Pope of your choice. It is Pope Francis. Francisco Sumo Pontifici. So every time the new Pope, I have to update this page too, and I should remember that because I'd forgotten about that. Et universali Pape Vita. Whoops, which button did I press? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. We'll try that again. Exaudi Christe, Francisco Sumo Pontifici, et universali Pape Vita, Salvator mundi, Tu illum adjuva, Sancte Petre, Tu illum adjuva, Sancte Paule, Tu illum adjuva. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. Rex regum, Rex noster, spes nostra, gloria nostra, misericordia nostra, auxilium nostrum, fortitudo nostra, arma nostra invictissima, muris noster in expugnabilis, defensio et exaltatio nostra, lux, via, et vita nostra. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. Ipsi soli imperium, laus et jubilatio, per infinita saecula saeculorum. Amen. Tempora bona veniat, pax tempora bona veniat, Pax Christi veniat, redempti sanguine Christi, felicite, 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 regnum Christi veniat, Deo gratias. Amen. You can leave it at that, or one more. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. Hey, now if you bought the hymn book at a different time, there might be a slightly different one, which I've linked to in my article about it on CC Watershed, Corpus Christi Watershed, a great web page, and I did it in a Sarum style. So, yep, it's downloading. So Sarum style. I probably should have had this ready to go. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. And you see, it's a very similar sort of thing. It's got more notes in, but the general structure is the same. Exaudi Christe. It's very similar. So because it was from Sarum, it's got the name of different Saint Alphege. I can't remember Saint Alphege off the top of my head. Saint Dunstan is the one who grabbed the devil by the nose with the stuff for making horseshoes, for bellows, fire, blacksmith tools. Yes, great story. Look up Saint Dunstan. In the meantime, it has a different ending. It doesn't have the Felicite different bit, but I like the Christus Vincit, Christus regnat actually sort of morphs over time, and I think it becomes simpler. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. So it's sort of becoming, more raw, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. You can put words to it. So if you have a different version of the hymn book, because this is one thing that I did change over time, then you might get different settings there. And the other bit I've got is Christus Vincit in 4 parts. 1, 2, ready, go. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. Christus Vincit, Christus regnat, Christus imperat. I might have to do using something else. And then Theo Christ, the Prince of Ages. Now, it looks like Theo Crift, but that's how they did S's, and the font I was using automatically put in those sort of S ligature things. So it's an S. It's not a typo, it's an S. Okay, Theo Christ, the Prince of Ages is an Australian hymn, I think. It is from the Living Parish hymn book. From our own dear land, O Saviour. I changed the words. In the Living Parish book, it says, from our own dear land, Australia, drive the night of heresy. So, if you want to pray for Australia there, that'd be great. But as this is the way that's printed in one of the Corpus Christi Watershed hymn books. The Vatican hymn book? No, Campion. The Campion hymnal. I'm pretty sure they actually copied it from the words that I posted about the Australia one, but they just changed it to O Saviour, which is very, very neat, really. So close. Hardly know the difference. Anyway, so I'll try to do a recording of this 4-part stuff. And I hope that helps.